Hello, beautiful human. Chandra Zas, food and mood coach here. I want to talk today about intermittent fasting, food freedom, hangry.
Welcome! Here is your hostess and coach, Chandra Zas, helping people make food and mood changes doable without missing out. Go ahead, high five that like button, subscribe and share while you're there.
I want to dive into this topic. It's not something, I have done a couple of videos on intermittent fasting. You can go back a few months and catch those. But it's part of the process that I take people through in up-leveling their relationship to food and mood. I've had a little bit of a surprise in my program, and I kind of want to come out with a surprise and disclose that part of what I help people walk into is a relationship with intermittent fasting. And part of the reason that I have not been wanting to disclose that information is that a lot of people are kind of scared of intermittent fasting. And one of the big reasons that they're scared is because of the hangry aspect. A lot of people think that they're gonna be hangry when they intermittent fast. I'm talking about intermittent fasting. You want to have anything you want to say?
I'm not hungry.
You're not hangry?
I'm fasting.
You're fasting? How many hours have you been fasting?
Hello, my friend. How are you? I'm in the Dead Sea, floating in the water. Go ahead and like and share and follow so we can keep in touch.
18 hours? 17 hours?
Yeah? And what did you just go do?
Just around 10 kilometers.
Nice. How you feel?
Did push-ups. Did abs.
Nice.
Feel great.
Nice. And you're fasting for 17 hours, running, exercising, and how are you feeling? Like hunger, hangry?
Wait, I'm listening about Bitcoin. Let me turn it off.
Yes, please give me your full attention.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's the question?
The question is, most people will think, how can you possibly run 10 kilometers, which is about, 6 miles for the Americans? About 6 miles, and he runs fast. And you haven't eaten in 17 hours. You just did all this exercise. It's right now when we're recording this video, it's 11:22 a.m. When are you going to plan to eat?
Couple hours.
Couple more hours. So where's your hunger levels? What's your relationship to your hunger, hangry experience?
I'm thirsty.
Thirsty?
And if you drink and keep your belly full with liquid, you're not hungry.
Yeah, so no hunger. No hangry? No? How you feel? Calm, stable, grounded,
Happy.
energized, happy? Yeah, one of my favorite things about fasting is exercising without food in my belly. Like exercising with food in my belly is pretty uncomfortable.
Yeah. My side hurts.
Yeah. And
sometimes.
Exercising fasting is
I don't remember when was last time I exercised with my tummy full.
I think it was on the cruise ship. We were doing Shanti on the cruise ship. I think we were...
Shanti.
Insanity.
No. Well, maybe in the beginning, but by the end, the first meal was after the exercise.
Yeah, but that was after Calista. But we didn't start doing intermittent fasting until Calista was born. And before that, we were not fasting. We were eating how many meals a day? We were eating and cooking is all we were doing. And we're we got to find another way to make better use of our time and find more time in our day. I think that was the first reason that we decided to start fasting was all we're doing is cooking and eating. So I think we cut out the first meal just for time purposes, not even for health purposes. Can we have some more time?
Maybe. I mean, obviously it was also for health, but...
Yeah. No, I think in the very beginning it wasn't for health though. I think it was purely for time. I think when Calista was a couple months old, we were wow, we have to find more time in the day. Let's cut out a meal.
Yeah.
And then we started figuring out what intermittent fasting was and started playing with actually really feeling good. And
mm-hmm.
I know one of the things you said recently was about how you never would have imagined that you could fast for so long and do such intense physical exercise.
Yeah, that's new. Maybe a year. Yeah, you just need to adapt. Human bodies are very flexible.
Flexible?
So just train yourself to do hard things and you'll be happy.
It's like one of his really big mottos. And it is a very rewarding thing, is to do hard things. And
Okay.
You're gonna
I'm thirsty.
peace out?
I'm peace out.
Okay.
I need to learn more about Bitcoin, like all your listeners, maybe.
Fasting and Bitcoin, these are like your big passions, huh? Wonder how they can connect. Is Bitcoin connected to fasting? Financial fasting? So, one of the cool things that I get to work with my clients is time. So it was one of our first reasons that we started intermittent fasting, was like, how can we make more time in our day? You know, when we're hungry all the time and we're eating all the time, food is like a big place that we can spend a lot of time. Food prepping, food shopping, food eating. So one of my favorite solutions to creating more time is to playing with food intake. Now, I was starting to talk about this hangry piece. So hangry is the kind of the reason that I haven't been like telling people so much about the fastings. I don't want them to be nervous and think that, you know, intermittent fasting is scary or hard. Because so in my program, I have a process where I walk people through becoming a fat burner. So most of us, the reason that we get hangry is because our glucose is spiking, and we need glucose all the time to feel stable. And we feel stable when our blood sugar levels, when our glucose levels are stable. Now, there's a way to stabilize our glucose levels without eating all the time. So eating all the time is one option, but then we're really dependent on food. And that's when that hangry comes in. We just start to feel like I have to eat, and that have to eat is our blood sugar levels dropping. So what I offer people is, before you do intermittent fasting, is to become a fat burner, is to go through a process where you basically get off of glucose spiking food so that your blood sugar levels are stable. And then what happens over and over and over again is that people feel like fasting is really easy. So that's kind of like the one piece that I really want to offer you, is that intermittent fasting can be extremely easy. If you're someone who's eating a bunch of sugars and flours and your glucose is unstable, it's going to be really hard for you to intermittent fast. But if you stabilize your blood sugar levels first, then you are a fat burner, or you're metabolically flexible, which then offers you the option to not need food, never feel hangry, and to intermittent fast, and to really use intermittent fasting as a tool. I really love using intermittent fasting as a tool for a few reasons. One is it's a time saver. It's really nice not having to eat food. It's really nice eating less meals per day, eating food in a specific time window. We've actually been recently playing with getting it down to just a couple hours of eating a day, which it makes a lot of space in the day. The other reason that I really like using, there's a couple reasons that I like using intermittent fasting as a tool. Another reason is the increase of brain clarity and energy. So I really have come to feel like intermittent fasting is a superhero skill tool, because when we're eating food, when we're putting food in our belly, and when our body is digesting food, it takes a substantial amount of energy. So a lot of that energy, a lot of our body's energy is going towards digestion. Now, if we're not spending a lot of energy digesting, then our energy is able to go to places like our brain, where we get to have a lot more clarity and energy and focus and creativity. This is honestly probably my favorite reason for intermittent fasting. I mean, I kind of like all the reasons, but I really love, especially for being an entrepreneur, starting a business, working concentrated hours when my little one's in school, and really optimizing how can I get the best and the most out of my time and my work time. Intermittent fasting is just this incredible, tool, superhero skill that I really, really love using. So there's one more reason. The other really big reason and that intermittent fasting, I think, is just an incredible thing to think about using and maybe invest in bringing into your life, is that it is a great healing tool. So just like energy, when we're digesting, our energy goes towards our belly to digest all the food. So the other place that when we free up our digestion, when we're not eating all the time and when our digestive system isn't working all the time, the other really cool thing that happens is that our body can also go towards other places in our body that need maintenance and healing. So I really love using intermittent fasting as a healing tool to really give our bodies the opportunity to do what they naturally do, which is heal themselves and to maintain. So I like to think about it, one of the things I teach in my program is like, if you think about eating all the time, it's like you're making your systems work all the time. They're never really getting a break, or maybe they're getting a break when you sleep. But oftentimes if you eat a big meal before bed, you're still working during sleep time. So, the word breakfast, break fast, is breaking that fast. So if you think about the option of extending that fast and giving your body that extra time and energy to heal and repair and maintain and optimize your health and your well-being. So I love intermittent fasting. It's something that is just an incredible tool, and like if you're someone who runs your own business, who's managing your time, who has kids, who's working on doing all the things and wanting to really get the most out of your life and optimize your energy levels and optimize your productivity and your creativity, I highly recommend looking into intermittent fasting for all the reasons, but for the health reasons and also for I like to think of it as like optimizing my life. Like, how do I get the most out of my life? How do I give myself the best gifts for my future self? How do I set myself up for productivity, for clarity, for feeling good, for aging gracefully? Yeah, so intermittent fasting is one of my 100% best favorite tools. Something I teach in my program. If you're wanting to up-level your relationship to your time, to your life, to your health, to your food, to your energy levels, if you're wanting to feel better, if you're a parent, if you're an entrepreneur, if you're ready and you want some help, then please reach out to me. I'd love to help you. And let's get this party started. Intermittent fasting. Have a beautiful day. I look forward to seeing you next time. Ciao.